This is my garage, and what we have right here is the all-new 2024 Subaru BRZ TS, and the TS of course stands for tuned by STI. And the MSRP price for this one that I've been testing out is $26,000. And from daily driving this thing, from my experience, this is an awesome track ready or even autocrossing nice little sport car with all the important modern day features like heated seats. You got a blind spot indicator right here. This actually illuminates, which is I think the first time this vehicle received the blind spot monitoring. Swivel LED headlights and great handling suspension. And so in today's video, I'll be showing you all the cool hidden features that you can find on not just TS, but also on the GT86 or even the limited or other trim versions of the BRZ. Let's get started. So this is indeed tuned by STI, and the only place that says STI can be located in the dash as well as the push to start. And then the other upgrades can be found in the suspension as well as the Brembos, as the front piston calipers are indeed 4 pistons, which is larger than before. And it still utilizes the old school fashion hood prop. But this hood prop can be extended even further out, because if I go ahead and remove this out of its unique socket, simply just can be pop out like so. And the hole that you're trying to look for is this one. Let me move the camera. This one right here, that's what that little rubber gasket's for. You have to like swivel with it, but then eventually it'll fall in and it will just attach onto this hole right over here. Pretty close to the original one. But now you have access to basically the entire engine bay, as you have plenty of space right here to do whatever you like to do, supercharging this thing or just mechanic work or just presenting your engine bay to others. Now aside from engine performance increase, unfortunately the TS is still using the same horsepower numbers that this flat 4 Boxster 4-cylinder engine is putting out. So this car has about 228 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. No extra power, unfortunately, but everything is pretty much like located the exact same place as the previous, as all the other GT86 as well as BRZs. Your battery is still over there as well. And to this very day, I still think this is the world's smallest engine cover on a new manufacturer vehicle. Look at that. That is legit engine cover. It's not really hiding much, which I personally do like. I like everything is easy and accessible without having to remove an engine cover. Exclusive to the TS is the red BRZ accent right here on the side of the headlights. But the same headlight technology, of course, same exact front bumper, same easy access to your front tow hook right here, which I can't do single-handed, but believe me, you remove this cover, it hangs and it will expose your quick install hook right here whenever you need it. Your Brembo's 4 piston calipers in the front, with 215 with tires in the front, and then in the back we're looking at 2 17s in the rear. And of course these are Michigan Pilot series tires. But now moving on to the rear of the car, you see the red TS little badging right here, and the fuel capacity that this car has is 13.2 gallons. And I typically was averaging around 20 miles per gallon. With a full tank, it was showing me that I was able to get anywhere between 250 to 300 under a single tank. So all depending on your driving habits, but 300 seems to be the maximum fuel range you get with a full tank of gas. And it could take either regular or premium, but Subaru does recommend to use premium to maintain those higher horsepower numbers that we all adore and love. Now on the rear wing, there's no massive like carbon fiber wing or anything like that. But of course, if you want to switch this out with another one, you have total freedom to do so. The third-party market on these things are insane. The beauty about these body style BRZs, GT86s is it's a blank canvas and you could just personalize it however you like. Now, access to the trunk is all found right here with this little button right above the Subaru logo. You also have the key fob capability to access this as well. But a less known feature is you can program the trunk to do like a pin code dial up to 5 digits. So I could leave the key fob inside the car, or I don't have to have the key fob on me to have access to the car, so long as I memorize the created PIN code. And to set a custom PIN for the rear, using the key fob, you're gonna lock the vehicle, continue holding this, and then you're gonna hold down on the trunk button. Then you'll hear a beep from the car. There we go. And then hit unlock to end the beep. The vehicle is ready. So now you enter your code. So I'm gonna do 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2 for the 5th. And the vehicle will beep at you to confirm it. So 1, 1, 2, and then 2 times. And then your hazard will blink, letting you know that the vehicle confirmed the PIN. And now I have the key fob and we're gonna lock the vehicle. Car is now locked. I'm gonna get rid of the key fob. I'm gonna put it over here because over here it doesn't reach. All right, we don't have the key fob. It's over there. Doors are locked. And then now I'm gonna enter the PIN over here to unlock the vehicle. So 1, 3, 4, and then twice. Vehicle is unlocked and we should have access to the interior of the car. So that's how you could put your key in the inside, or you don't have to have your key on, you have a backup in case you're locked out of your own vehicle. That's how you could program that to unlock your vehicle. Kind of like a Ford vehicle again. It's pretty nifty. But now let's say you want to disable the wireless key fob function of this car. Well, you could do that. It's super easy. All you need to do is just make sure this is on this position. And then we're gonna have to long hold the lock button and the trunk button until we hear a beep. So I'm gonna put this down to apply pressure for like 5 seconds. There we go. So now the key fob is disabled, where I can no longer lock or unlock the vehicle. And if you like to re-enable the key fob, of course the remote still works too. Just like that. Just a wireless capability is disabled, but to re-enable it, with the driver side door open, you need to move it forward and just repeat the process. Hold the lock and the trunk button until you hear the vehicle beep. There we go. And in theory, this should work. And now the key fob is reactivated, so I can open it as well as lock it like you previously were. Now before we hop into the vehicle, another thing I want to quickly highlight is the fact that the Subaru Eyesight Assist this is the first time the BRZ ever had it. It's available currently for the TS, hopefully later on down the line. But what is exclusive is this blue stitching. It's exclusive to the TS, and a 6-speed manual is the only option for the TS as well. And then in the rear, this is using a mechanical slip differential. And the gross weight and everything, this entire car in general weighs around 2,900 pounds. That is incredibly light, especially when it has Brembos. This thing, again, as you can imagine, is a track monster, as there's not a lot of weight to be swinging around. One thing I have to point out is it doesn't have any smartphone like key pairing technology like you will typically find in a modern day 2024 car, unfortunately. Hopefully Subaru is working on something, Toyota as well, with the platform of this body style. There are 86 as well as the BRZs, but everything is pretty much like still like you don't have all the modern day features that you'll typically expect. This is a minor con, not really a massive deal breaker. A real enthusiast will still get this car regardless, but just something I want to point out for those that are actually doing research and we're curious to know. So allegedly this car can roll up its windows by tapping lock twice and then the Subaru button. It doesn't roll it up, but somebody told me it does, and they have video footage of them doing it. I'm not sure if this is a Toyota exclusive, but the BRZ, well this one in particular, doesn't have that functionality. But test it out on yours or the vehicle that you're test driving if it worked for you. Again, lock twice and then the key logo button once, and it's supposed to roll all the windows up automatically. Now, let's get inside and turn on this BRZ. So of course we got brushed aluminum pedals, foot down the clutch, turn on the engine, neutral. Hopefully the mic could hear me. Closing the windows, so you guys can hear my voice. It's using this kind of outdated instrument screen. It's an 8-inch. It does feature CarPlay and Android Auto, but in terms of features, it's not really much. Of course, if we hit radio, lower the knob, you have Sirius, AM, and FM. If you long hold, you could turn off the display if you need to. So you have that capability, and the tuner, you just long hold on this knob over here. Nothing really out of the ordinary. In the glove box, you do have a 12-volt outlet right there. It's kind of hard to see, but there is one there, as well as your TPMS reset switch right there, which you'll hold for 30 seconds to disable this. For all the 6-speed manuals, from my understanding, on all like GT86s, FRSs, BRZs, hill assist is enabled by default. To disable this, you just simply hold down on the traction control button for 30 seconds, and then after that, the little icon will pop up right there. Just go ahead and tap on it one more time, and you'll be able to disable it and enable it all from right here. Now, this being the TS, we are missing a little switch right here. What normally is supposed to be here is a sport button, as well as a snow button switch right here, but instead we have track, which will change our display into this hockey stick format, where you can see your gear and your RPM, and you can switch between these two displays, but this will immediately take off traction control, so just giving you a heads up. But again, you see the STI logo right there on your display. Your fuel is monitored right here. It only tracks by tens, so if I have like 111 miles of range, it will just display 110. Same goes for like 120. It only goes by tens. Something interesting I want to point out. It's honestly pretty basic. It's not really a lot of technology in this car, as you're seeing right here. Your G-force meter, your media, lane keep assist thanks to the Subaru EyeSight, and then of course you could change all this, like lane keep assist. Your EyeSight settings are located here on the alert sensitivity. Select lane to drive, so if you live on the place where the steering wheel is on the other side, you can select it right here, which I think it's kind of interesting that we have that ability. But something I want to show you can be located in the screen settings, and then when you go into rev, here you can actually adjust where you want the rev to actually indicate when you should rev, and as you can see, it's updating in real time where it's going to start alerting you. So this is customizable. Additional things you could do is you could remove the indicator, as a little up arrow will tell you to shift up or shift down when it's recommending. You could turn that on or off, as well as if you like to, you could allow it to actually buzz you when you should change gears or not. I kind of like this feature. It's pretty customizable. It's really forgiving too. Driving this car, this 6-speed is really forgivable. If you're trying to learn, this is a great way to start this vehicle. It's not bad from all the cars that's currently available to market. But with that said, again, it's pretty standard. Your trunk release is located here. Your window switch is located right here. Your mirror controls, which are not automatic folding down or anything like that, but they are heated. But this is not automatic. I believe that's an option you could opt for as like an accessory add-on. But your passenger window, you can actually disable it right here. And when you disable it, their little switch will actually go away, which is kind of funny. And then this does feature heated seats, no ventilation, and your low setting and your high settings located here. Your armrests folds up into additional cup holders. You have cup holders right here for both 2 doors. And right here is where you'll find your USB-A ports, no USB-C, but you do have an aux cable here. So that said, this does not have wireless CarPlay nor Android Auto, but if you directly connect it with a wire, you do have CarPlay and Android Auto that way. It's just not wireless. And then here's just all your AC controls, which are just really big and massive for no reason. I think they could have easily made this more compact and put more cup holders here, or the actual functional cup holders here, instead of in the storage compartment where you'll typically find it in the normal vehicle. Back seats, I don't want to go in there, but non-existent. But a cool thing is about these back seats is if we fold down this seat, there's a quick latch right here, so you can actually remove these non-functional seats and just pull them out and reduce weight if you really like to. You have that freedom, and the latch to fold down seats are located right there. But in terms of headroom, again, you have plenty of headspace here because this vehicle is primarily designed to be able to be driven while wearing a race helmet. So plenty of head space, but that's generally it when it comes to this interior. And of course you have your cruise control switch right here, really standard cruise control. But one of the coolest things about this car is not only the reverse mohawk, there's plenty of space right here to wear like a race helmet. In addition to that, if we go ahead and fold down these seats, let me show you on this one. So if you fold this down, hopefully the camera can pick this up. There's a button that you press and it will immediately remove the headrest. Why you want to do that is so that you can actually fit your race car helmet if you take this on a track, but normally the headrest is facing this way. You could flip it the other way around. So if we flip this down and give ourselves more space, you can reinsert that headrest, and now you have this angle of a headrest, so you still have that support when you're wearing your race car helmet. FRSs, GT86s, BRZs, they always had this functionality. That's why this has a reverse mohawk and no option for a moonroof. Then something I nearly forgot to mention is this has the Subaru My Anniversary, which means you could program this vehicle to actually show you when it's somebody's birthday, anniversary, and you can enable the reminders right here on the reminder screen to not only include maintenance, but birthdays and anniversaries. So this way, whenever you get in your car and you accidentally miss an anniversary, so long as you enter that information, your spouse, you'll be reminded so your spouse doesn't get mad at you. So again, the Subaru tradition also continues in the BRZ, and the backdrop, of course, is that Subaru iconic star wallpaper, which is basically the emblem background as well. But you do have dual climate control. That's something I almost forgot to mention. And that is the Subaru BRZ TS and all its cool features, hidden features, and some technology that it has to offer, and the technology that it unfortunately doesn't. So if this video was helpful in research or you learned something new, make sure to hit that like button, as not only would that help the channel, but it will also help you on your side, because that will actually allow you to train the YouTube algorithm to continue recommending videos for you that you personally like, instead of what YouTube wants you to like. But if you were to ask me what I think about this car, well, after daily driving this thing, it's honestly a really fun car, because you gotta see it about this way. With the amount of performance numbers that this car has, 0-60 in around 6 seconds, that's doable for especially for a 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated. Even though STI didn't really do anything to the engine to increase like performance number, horsepower, and torque, the community is strong with these boxer engines. So if you like to bump the power, it's easy to do so and inexpensive, because the handling this car can give. Another similar car to this will cost probably double the amount this will cost brand new. And the fact you could get this all for just under 40 grand, that is not a bad deal, especially a new car under warranty and such. Of course, as soon as you start touching the engine, your warranty may vary, but suspension, the brakes, even the standard wheels, it's a really good car out of the box for those enthusiasts that love to track their car or even do autocrossing while having a reliable vehicle to go take to work, do commutes without fear of something going haywire. And Toyota and Subaru, with this platform, they've been extremely successful, all thanks to the community, as after all, this is still a blank canvas. There's so much support for third-party accessories. You can literally find accessories for this thing anywhere you go to really spice it up and change it to your own personal liking. Anyways, but let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this car? Are you going for the TS version, or you're just gonna go all Toyota? Comment down below and let me know. But that's basically it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.